Hello and welcome to another exciting episode, long overdue, of Token Games Podcast. I'm your host and referee, Zach Stat Pearson, and today I'm joined by the man whose height knows no equal, unless it's his daddy. A one Corey Troy VA.
How's it going, Zax? And people watching the podcast?
Yeah, that one guy. He also had a birthday and forgot to wish he was short. You 21 yet, bitch?
22.
Better than nothing. And of course, we have the Wakandan ambassador to the United States military, a one Michael Dat Heel.
Always here, always walking.
All right, Mike, when you get a chance, increase your volume a little bit. Just a little. All right, so today's topics are as follows. Although it has been neglected on the podcast, Star Wars is not forgotten. How can I? It's fucking worth billions. Although the raised parents theory has died down, there may still be some unanswered questions left based on a possible revelation I'll explain shortly. Topic 2. Part 2 of selling unused franchises. Recently, Capcom has revealed that they sold off licensing of a part of something they made to a third party to be revealed by that party at their own discretion, which sounds a lot like our earlier talk about selling off dead and unused franchises being adopted finally. But which IP do you think it might have pertained to? Because they sold this for like a couple million if memory serves, or licensed it for a couple million. Topic 3. Capcom is revealing a new IP with the abbreviation Humankind, followed by the discovery of a hidden website for this title. With Gamescom coming up, besides expecting a reveal, do you think it's a new property or a return of an old one? And which one do you think it is? Topic 4, following our apparent Capcom theme today. Not intentionally, it's just how the cards fell. Capcom recently did a recruitment for volunteers to test the new titles of the Resident Evil franchise. We have no idea what the title is. What's your guess as to what it might be? And topic 5, music and gaming have never truly found a way to properly bend together, but they acknowledge that there is some level of synergy between the two. But with the rise of games acting as simulators getting better over the years, do you think it may be time for designers to try their hands out at conceptualizing a title that teaches rather than emulates it? Also, what instrument would you like to see put into it besides guitars? The easy answer heard around the world. All right, Junior, go ahead and start us off. Oh, yeah, sorry. My bad. All right, so I'm assuming all of you have watched Star Wars. Okay, well, I haven't. But it's not important for me. It's just something I noticed. All right, so the most common theory of raised parents started off, apparently in the beginning, as some guy named Obi-Wan, if I'm saying it right, being her dad. Then it shifted after the release of whichever one everyone's mad at. I don't know their number system because they didn't come out in order. The one where Mark Hamill shows up and disappears and shit.
Last Jedi.
What's the number?
8.
Okay.
9.
See what I mean? Okay, Hale, turn yours down a little bit because you're breaking up now. Okay, 9, where it was basically said that her parents were just junk traders who sold her for easy cash or easy money. Something like that. But of course, fan outcry as well as one of the directors or producers within the series, I believe it was J.J. Abrams, heavily implied that that might be a red herring or that it was supposed to inherently be a red herring. No pun intended, if there even is a pun. And fucking now theories, although they did trickle and slow down, have turned into that's total bullshit. How about my theory? So one of the ones I came across, and again, I'm not even going to pretend I've watched the Star Wars movie, but based on what I saw and understood, spoilers, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1 plus that 0, meaning nothing. Rey finds a pit of darkness or a literal pit of negative force energy, whatever they want to call it. I'll just say negative force energy. And she started realizing that she could use it to somewhat utilize seeing not so much her own future, but seeing things in life she wanted to understand or visualize, one of which, or primarily being, her parents. However, and this is one of the only clips I saw, or at least that I can find, because you know how Disney is with their DMCA takedown stuff with YouTube. Rey stares at what looks like a shiny mirror-like wall, but it's like a rock substance, and two people with no discernible visuals on there, what they look like or marks, fuse together into one, and then the image pushes forward and walks towards Rey and turns into Rey's face. Did I get it right? Because I'm pretty sure y'all seen it. I didn't.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, from what that looked like to me, as well as what the theory states, it looks like Rey may be, for lack of a better term, some form of a clone gone wrong of a previous enemy in the Star Wars lore. And the primary person being theorized to be Palpatine. Wait, is that his name? Oh.
Yeah, that's his name.
Oh, Emperor or Sith Lord Palpatine, Darth Sidious. Yeah, these motherfuckers always have two names. Anyways. Now, that may not sound like it would make a lot of sense, or it could either be a very, very good distraction because Rey is obviously female and Palpatine is male, so how is this going to work? But this is science fiction. Let me be the first to tell you that people have been putting programs and chips and whatever into brains to let them become someone else, probably almost since the inception of science fiction, or at least within the first 10 to 20 years of it. But here's my other thing. Or here's where I kind of sort of lean with that theory, even though I haven't seen the shit. Who here has played Street Fighter, everyone? All right, so here's the thing. Who here remembers Cammy's origin story?
I do.
Like the thing where Bison is like trying to use her and like brainwash the fuck.
Okay, well, I guess for you, it would have been new material that you weren't able to understand at the time, but actually, both of y'all. But let me just give you the bits and pieces. Bison has been trying to make and clone a super body so he can basically, for lack of a better term, be immortal. Because he learned how to possess a physical existence with his essence. But obviously, you know, what's happening, or at least the way the comics depict it, is that if the bodies can't hold his level of psycho power, as he likes to call it, they basically rot or melt and shit of that nature. So he started inventing things along the lines of Seth and Abel. But the primary reason he got to Seth, which was supposed to be a host for Bison's energy and essence and soul, and Abel as well, is Cammy ran away. Cammy was the perfect host because she can withhold either an infinite capacity or a high enough capacity of psycho energy to where Bison could easily go into her. So Bison was going to basically become Cammy. That's why in some of the DLC outfits or one of the more popular Cammy toys, you see Cammy dressed up in Bison themed attire. It's because it's supposed to show that this is her as a vessel for Bison and becoming Bison. And she avoided all that courtesy of Rose and also, you know, getting dumped into Delta Red and, you know, gaining a moral compass, so to speak. Okay. So, that's why, or at least for me, for someone who's not into Star Wars like that, I acknowledge it's cool and I don't hate it and I haven't seen the movies. That's why I think and go for, oh shit, that's exactly what this is. Because first off, what if the first thing that happens? Two images merge together. What if his DNA material was put into a woman's womb, But when it came out, it didn't come out as a man because he wanted to make sure he had a perfect disguise. So he could have made sure that, it was born as a woman. Think about it. We already got that technology. We just don't talk about it. John Legend engineered his own daughter. I know that sounds weird because of course he did. I don't mean it in that way. I mean, once she already got into the womb, we used some type of scientific technique to make sure it didn't have the ability to convert itself into a male. Because fun fact, basically all sperm chromosome or whatever you want to call it is female. But something happens within the womb and you become either a male or a female. So with that being said, I'm curious, Corey, you first. What do you think about that possibility that Rey is actually just a host for Palpatine or some type of super clone?
I think it's a cool idea. I mean, it seems like Palpatine's going to be in the Rise of Skywalker and the hint at the end of the trailer. I think that'd be cool. I mean, it's an interesting concept that they could go with, and they could easily make a decent story out of it. So I dig it. I think it's cool.
What about you, Hill?
I hear you say.
What?
I could.
Is he going in and out for you?
Kind of.
I think he might be on Wi-Fi. He's got a lot of interference. But hey, Corey, just trying to summarize for him what I said.
He said that Rey is a clone of Palpatine, and Palpatine is engineering a disguise. Like he created a clone that wouldn't look like him as like a disguise, right? Is that along those lines?
Pretty much.
Considering how in that last Star Wars movie they just like showed the linked memories of Ben and Rey, so I don't see that making any sense to that end of her being a clone of Palpatine, like at all.
That's what I was thinking. But you got to remember when she asked to see her parents, it showed her no discernible people and then it merged into herself. So I think that Ben. Was it Ben or Kylo? Shit.
Same person.
God damn it. That is annoying as fuck. Okay, so Kylo Ben fucking. He told her, and the internet pretty much put it all over YouTube, her parents were filthy junk traders. But here's the thing. One, how would he know? He didn't see them. He just assumed based on Rey's memory. But Rey didn't even see her own parents and doesn't remember who they are. She remembers abandonment. Also, junk traders, how the fuck did they afford an intergalactic spaceship? Also, if her parents traded her for something, like he claims, traded her for money or drinking and all this shit, again, he saw her memories. If she doesn't know that, because he had to tell her, how does he?
This is getting complicated.
See what I mean? That's why I'm leaning towards the whole filthy junk trader was a red herring thing. All the junk traders don't leave the planet. Also, if a junk trader left the planet, where the fuck are they going to go?
Live a life of not junk trading.
That was terrible. Anyways, also factor this in. Now, I didn't play Battlefront because I ain't stupid, but obviously, like always, everyone says, oh, I'm not going to buy this EA thing. Ooh, Star Wars. Damn it, I'm going to buy this EA thing. So I've watched my fair share of Battlefront 2. Here's the thing. Y'all remember Order, or is it No, Order or Project Cinder? Forget which one it is. Is it Project Cinder or Order Cinder? Well, either way, Palpatine made satellites that has a perfect job of creating unnatural climate conditions on planets and basically instead of blowing them up, making them damn near uninhabitable for sentient life. Remember that?
I believe so. Was that in like Rogue One?
Battlefront 2, the actual game.
I didn't play Battlefront 2. I don't know.
Okay, well here's the thing. When he does that, it's almost impossible for high-end technology civilizations to thrive there. So he has the perfect cover. The perfect cover to drop her. No one's going to look for her or even know to look for her. And even if they go on that planet and try to look for her, what are the odds they're going to find her? It's a desert ball. So, that's just me. Now, unless you two get any other theories, Corey, you can go ahead and go through questions 2 through 5.
Okay. For topic 2, I think Capcom, well, how does it work? They licensed out the DuckTales brand, like the name, right? And then they made a game based on it. That's how that worked, right?
No, they've never owned DuckTales. DuckTales is Disney.
I think they probably sold
Motherfucker, I know you know that.
Lost Planet. They haven't done anything with that IP in a very long time, so I can imagine them probably selling that off. To who, I don't know. For topic 3, I'd hope maybe it's a new Breath of Fire game, even though HMKND does not equal out to that. For topic
It's
4,
supposed to stand for or be an anagram for humankind. And the website only has one page and all it says is HMKND.
No.
Can't think of anything. I'm just gonna move on to topic 4 then. I think that Capcom is working. I would like to say they're working on Resident Evil 8. They probably are. But I want to say maybe they're working on like a new idea for Resident Evil, and they want to see how fans would react to that. So maybe that's what it could be. Topic 5. There's already games that teach you how to play, learn how to play like instruments. But if there was like an instrument that I'd want to learn through like a video game, I think the drums would be a really cool one. I don't see any games that are teaching how to play the drums, or maybe like I don't know, trumpet or something. I don't have long answers for any of these.
I'm legit trying to picture you playing the trumpet. Oh my God, it is a hilarious thought. Okay, guess it's my turn. All right, topic 2. I think it might be one of two possible things. Either Mega Man, and I know what you're thinking, well, why would they agree to sell that? Well, they don't have to necessarily agree to sell it so much as they can agree to have a third party make games for it. I don't know if y'all realize this or not, but Capcom has basically implied that they are really, really fucking petty and sour over how KJ Inafune left the company and what he did, after he left and shit. Now, I won't go into high-end detail because we could be here all day because this is an evolving story damn near over the course of a decade, but I'll heavily abbreviate it. At one point in time, KJ Inafune, the creator of Mega Man, got promoted to Capcom's head of R&D. Basically, he oversaw all games in development to be up to their standard or close to it, And he also told the company that sales and types of games are shifting to Western ideals, meaning that Japanese games aren't selling like they used to. Not because they suck, but the market has basically dictated that those types of games they were making and were famous for making weren't going to be, viable in the near future or sell as much as Capcom wanted, right? So he was the R&D or the supervisor of about 4 games in particular. The Canadian-made version of the Canadian-made Dead Rising 3. He greenlit Devil May Cry and specifically told them it has to look and be different. Yeah, even though, you know, the Hideki Itsuno catches a lot of hell for that, it was actually also a company mandate that it had to be different and feel quote unquote more Western, which I don't understand what the fuck that's supposed to mean, since literally nothing about Devil May Cry felt Japanese.
Edgy.
Yeah, but edgy's not Western. Edgy's just lightning in the bottle, and most people end up looking stupid for trying to catch said lightning in a bottle. Case in point. Don't get me started on fucking that new version of Teen Titans bullshit. But anyways, basically, every game that he did or told them they needed to try to do the way they did it underperformed. All of them underperformed. Also, Mega Man Legends 3 was starting to go into production, or rather, starting to go into, you know, fan testing, which is something Capcom does and shouldn't do, where they basically mention an inkling or slither of something, and if they think that there's quote unquote purchasable viability in it, they go back and make it, even though it was successful in the past. That's why Darkstalkers is in the state that it's in, and that's why Mega Man is in the state that he's in. Mega Man never didn't sell, and when he didn't sell, they made a new version of him, and then it sold. I'm pretty sure, if memory serves, Mega Man Battle Network made more money than regular Mega Man. That thing was a multiple TV shows, multiple book series, toys, model kits, card game, video game. It's crazy. But anyways, but when he left, he started revealing things. See, they didn't fire him, but he might have felt like it was coming, or he might have felt like he was going to get a demotion. So he revealed that some of their best games they made in the past like 10 or 15 year time span was an accident. He had to trick them into making Lost Planet. Literally, he tricked Capcom into making Lost Planet. Which is crazy to think about. So after that, Mega Man Legends 3 is going into full production. Remember, there's even voice actors have been cast, and there have been gameplay demonstrations shown off to the public. Mind you, it was in Japanese. Now, remember that the earthquake happened, which slowed down production of everything because one of the primary design locations Capcom had got hit by the earthquake over in Japan. So Capcom put up a statement saying that the game is damaged and that production may be put into permanent hiatus due to this earthquake. And then the person that they put in charge of the game said, nah, nothing got affected on our end. And Capcom never went on to clarify that statement. Also, there was 2 other Mega Man games that had gone into production almost to the point of being able to get pre-orders, and they mysteriously got canceled without explanation. Not to mention, even though it was rumored X was supposed to be Marvel vs. Capcom 3, he got relegated to a DLC outfit. Also, ever since this time, there has been literally nothing coming out from Mega Man except a very, very terribly put together and programmed terribly attempt at a mobile game that was nothing but gacha elements. And Capcom basically tried to erase it within, I want to say, maybe 8 months of its own existence. It was terrible, it cost too much, and it was paywalled to death. So I think they might have sold the rights to make a new Mega Man game, possibly to Inafune, just as a final fuck you, or because Mighty Hero number 9, besides, you know, screwing up its own promotional system, didn't actually sell that well. Not to mention, remember, Mega Man supposedly, I don't even know if it came out. I don't even remember what channel was going to have it. I think it was Cartoon Network. There was going to be a new Mega Man 3D series coming out on some popular network.
I thought it did come out.
I think it did, but the internet didn't care about it. I don't even think it sucks. Just the internet didn't care about it. Try to Google it. I think it's made by the same people that made Ben 10 or Man of Action, supposed to be making it. That guy who no one ever seen the face of, but he exists. So yeah.
It's actually a team of people.
Yeah, I know. They made Action Man. They got a little bit popular. Then they went into the 3D stuff. They got way more popular. Then they got into Ben 10. And then Capcom said, bitch, we want more money. And Ben 10. Good old.
The show has been running since the 5th of 2018.
Is it canceled?
Nope.
Oh, yeah. Also, look up if new Powerpuff Girls got canceled. That would be a blessing in disguise. That aside, I think that's what it might be. However, for all we know, it could just be Capcom literally selling off a property they have never thought or don't care about anymore whatsoever, and could be doing a shared character licensing, but the property and the property name is not owned by them. It's a distinct possibility. It's a slim chance, but it's possible. Might be Alien versus Predator as far as a game is concerned. I don't know, because they did have the license to use both those characters, but they did own the name. But when the movies came out, they weren't involved, so they didn't have to pay any licensing. But when it comes to video game, who knows? Somebody might be trying to make an Alien versus Predator game, and they need the name back from Capcom, if they even still owned it. Now, topic 3. I think the new IP that they're revealing, I don't know if you guys remember it, but really early in the PlayStation 4's life cycle, Capcom released a trailer of a game that was in a medieval setting, and it wasn't Dragon's Dogma.
Deep Down?
Yes. What if this new game is Deep Down, but they gave it a real name? Because if memory serves, Deep Down was just a placeholder or a project title. Like me and Project Wolf. Because as far as I'm concerned, yeah, Capcom got enough money to burn and to get and make a new IP, but we all know how they feel about those. So I don't know. What if the new IP is they're going to make a video game version of Tekken, since Tekken is testing and doing well? Tekken being their new crossover mobile-only card game. So, hey, I don't know. Or maybe they sold off the rights to, just to go back to topic 3, they sold off the rights to a game people don't remember, pun intended, called Remember Me, which was basically an adventure, an action-adventure game that they made, where you basically were moving around in an Uncharted-like sci-fi setting, but you had the combat ability of something close to Assassin's Creed, in between Assassin's Creed and Devil May Cry. You ain't about to do no super air combos. You could rewrite people's memories and shit. They should really do a sequel to that, because there were so many unexplored venues, and the boss fights were so boring that a sequel could easily remedy a lot of those issues. But I'm gonna file that in the category of Capcom don't care no more.
Dead IP.
Basically. Again, unless somebody bought it. Now, as far as topic 4, I think it's two things. I think, because, Capcom has always said, even when the old president left, and this was in like 2015, Capcom has roughly 6 to 7 Resident Evil game titles in pre-production or various stages of development. That guy left in 2015. Now let's count real quick. Revelations 2, Resident Evil 7, Resident Evil The Mercenaries 3D, but no, I think that was before 2015. I think it was 2013. So the card game, no, the actual card game, there's a Resident Evil cardboard-ish game that came out.
Multiplayer one.
That one no one remembers and no one knows the title of. I know what you're talking about though. I can't remember what it's called, but I know what you're talking about. That thing flops so hard, it's hilarious. Resident Evil 2 remake, which they've been working on since 2014 or 15. And everyone is talking to them about is Resident Evil 3 going to be DLC expansion or a new title. And we know Resident Evil 8 has been rumored to be in production to the point where when people talk about it, some videos get taken down from YouTube. Now, I'm not saying Capcom did it. We don't know for sure. But the thing is, I think they might be testing online features to possibly try their hand again at another Battle Royale bullshit. You know how Capcom does, or rather all these big companies do. If they see one company do it and it makes a lot of money, no matter how shitty it is, they want to try to emulate it or see how far they can push it before fans push back. They knew going in Street Fighter vs. Tekken was a bad idea. Did that stop them though? They knew Street Fighter V without an arcade mode was a bad idea. Did that stop them though? They know their previous Resident Evil arena shooter bullshit didn't do well. You think that's gonna stop them? They seen Fortnite. I want to be wrong. Don't get me wrong. No pun intended. But it's Capcom. And based on just what they did to Devil May Cry 5, do they have any... Is it even a safe idea to trust them at this point as a entertainment provider?
They've been doing better.
They've been financially doing better. But fan respect, it's like EA. The money and the fan respect never matches up. I think either they're trying to do a co-op mode in Resident Evil 2, possibly for the Resident Evil 3 DLC to go along with Resident Evil 2, or some new crossover type of game is coming out, and it may be a third-person shooter type, or it may just be an RPG. Now, as far as topic 5, I think what needs to happen is, and I know they tried this before, but it was a little too close to emulating Guitar Hero instead of trying to be a guitar teacher. They need to make another guitar simulation game, but it needs to be something where you get a device that functions like a guitar, even if it's a fake one. And I don't mean, again, those Guitar Hero controllers. They need to do something like that for any type of instrument you can think of. They need to, instead of just having a basic tutorial and teach somebody how to play a song, they need to sit down with actual guitar instructors, like music instructors, people who've been doing it for a living or been doing it for at least 10 years, seasoned veterans, and get there and teach them how they actually teach their students, work with them, and come out with something brand new. That guitar simulator from 2014, hey, they tried. They put a lot of money into it. You could even get a version that came with a real guitar. Here's the thing. It basically makes you memorize notes for specific songs after teaching you bare minimum basics. That's not how that shit works. You need to go from there. You don't really teach them how to play a song. You teach them how to hit the chords and hit the right notes, how to recognize the notes, which first and foremost, most people can't do by ear. You almost have to be born into that. Sorry, small technical difficulty. So the way I look at it, I think the easiest way for them to start that off would be with drums. Because first off, by nature, the drum is already going to be a timing style of instrument. I know that sounds weird, but here's the thing. The drum sound is instant, and it doesn't linger that long unless you hit that, damn it, I can never remember the name of that gold plate. I remember the company that makes it, Zijin, but I can never remember. What's up?
Hi-hats, crash.
Yes, hi-hats. The hi-hat is the only thing that echoes on a drum. The drum itself, natural sound, doesn't really linger after 2.5 to 3 seconds. Or at least from what I can interpret. People always say it's one of the easiest instruments to play, but that doesn't mean that it's been one of the easiest things to teach.
Drums is very difficult.
I'll take your word for it. I only did drum training for 3 months in one summer. I enjoyed it, but I have nothing to compare it to. Yeah, I took guitar too, but the thing about guitar is that if I get the wrong strings, I look like a fish out of water. Like, I can't do 6-string. I can't.
I see what you mean about the guitar thing, because if you were to like learn how through like a video game, trying to get the right chords and getting like your fingers in the right positions, it's not going to be able to recognize that very easily. So, but I see what you mean with also the drums being, it's very instant, so it's not like a super. Continue. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. And also, you like them simulators, they always tell you you have to tune the guitar. When's the last time you heard of somebody tuning a drum?
Relatively easy for the most part, but yeah, you don't really tune a drum super.
Exactly. It's a different world. And they get to sit. So, I think they should start with the drum or other instruments that don't involve echoes in particular that linger for long periods of time. And also have very, very low maintenance. Now, drum kits, yeah, their prices range, but you can be on a drum top for at least close to a couple years before you think, oh shit, this gotta go. A guitar string, if you actually play it consistently, you lucky if you get 6 months? Not to mention, even if it's a 6-string, do you want to make it a 4-string or a 5-string? Fucking. Then there's also neck lengths can determine if you get a different type of pitch sometimes. Is it acoustic? Is it electric? If you actually Google types of guitars, there's close to 130, if not more, types of guitars out there in the market. Fucking crazy. So, yeah, that's how I feel about that shit. All right, Hill, your turn. Topics 2 to 5.
2, it's kind of hard to reveal. Not sure which one unused, because the only thing I could think of it would be the classic Mega Man with all the Mighty Gun Bolton and the Gunstar shit that's just been pooping out, even though they're all just horrible games. Like, there's nothing good about those games, but they just let them use them.
Okay.
Now, this new IP, I'm curious about what they're going to do. Because right now, two most popular, well, I won't say top 3 most popular things, Battle Royale, for whatever reason, like the games like Clash Royale where you play the car, like what they're doing with Tekken.
Mobile games, gotcha games, and Battle Royale.
Yes. So basically, if they're trying to stay relevant, they will make like an adventure air quote game. Then they will add the whole. By the way, this is also the Battle Royale game as well. So I could see that being new IP, or they could still be like Capcom and make it a solely another fighting game or like an adventure game, like what they did with the Mega Man games. Bring it back home. But they are trying to go for a new IP, so branching out from something like that, they'd probably end up making the Battle Royale game.
Gotcha.
For making the Resident Evil,
Did your mic cut
I
out?
don't know about that one, because it kind of seems a bit skewed. Because I hope it's good, but like I don't know what all they found for this game going into it.
Yeah,
'Cause if
it's
it's
real
like-
weird. Like they've never done this before with any Resident Evil title, let alone any Capcom title ever. They never said, "Hey, look, if you live in New York or California, come sign this NDA to help us test a game out." Doesn't matter if it's Resident Evil. They've never done that before. That is fucking unusual.
I see them really trying to actually get a consensus of like, okay, they realize they have made a mistake and are trying to really cash out or make the game playable but not listen to other people.
What do you think it's gonna be?
If they're testing it, I feel like they're gonna branch more for a co-op experience. I think they tried to do in Raccoon City, but they really didn't get it down. So they're gonna try to really get the whole multiplayer aspect for that.
You know, they did acknowledge that the Raccoon City outbreak file stuff did happen in Resident Evil 2 by putting their names and shit inside the game, so. You gonna do topic 5?
Yes, I am. Just trying to wrap my head around combining music and gaming right now because their best bet is to go with like the rhythm-esque games like they did with Rhythm Haven and what they're even about to do with Crash Fever. But if we're talking using actual like instruments and shit, I don't really see a good branch for that anywhere because half the time when they do use instruments, it'll be like, we have them, but you can like you could do it with a regular instrument. And then when they try to go off of like what they did with like Rock Band or like the guitar one where they teach you, this is how you play a guitar, it's gonna be uninteresting to certain people. So it's just like hard to tell what direction you're trying to go with that.
Very true. All right, Hill, you got any closing statements or things you want to tell people to look into?
Look into that new class of PSO. Is this about to be amazing? Like,
I don't think it walks. I literally think it hovers everywhere.
I can't wait.
Did you ever level up your Phantom?
Yes, last time I checked, he was 60.
You know, if you want to get a free 15-star stone, you need to do like 6 emergency quests before the end of September, right?
I did not know this.
I'm going to give you a website. You need to check it. They're having a summer bonanza going on where they're making it easy for people to level up and shit. Just by logging on. Okay, with that being said, this has been another exciting episode of Token Games Podcast. I will see you guys when I see you guys.